good. How are you?
Good, thank you. All right, Wheat, start us with questions, please.
Caris, welcome to Indiana. What has the last week been like for you, from the emotions of finding out you're being traded, moving to a new city, and then getting the results of your physical and everything that came along with that?
It's definitely been trying times for sure for myself and my family. You know, from, like you said, being traded to finding out the news about, my body and what's going on. But I think amongst everything, it's just very grateful, for such support I've received from not only the Pacers players, but the front office and, the fans and everybody kind of associated with this program. And then my family and, my friends and everyone on social media and everything like that. I'm just very grateful for all the support that I've received. But it's definitely been a crazy couple of days, and it's going to be, a crazy recovery as well. But I think myself and, the Pacers organization is really optimistic about the future.
Eric.
Hey, what's up, Caris? Welcome back to the Midwest too, man.
Appreciate that. Thank you.
For you, man, obviously getting your health together is number one, but do you have goals of wanting to get back on the court this year? I mean, like what do you, from what you're hearing, man, do you think that's a possibility this year at all?
I think for me, the most important thing is to, get my body healthy and make sure, I live a long life. Before basketball, I think that's the most important thing. So for me, I'm not really looking at that side of things. Obviously, I want to play as soon as possible. I'm a competitor. I love to play the game, but for me, I think, making sure I'm good health-wise is most important right now. So as far as timeline and everything like that, we'll definitely figure that out, sometime in the future. But right now, we just don't have those answers.
Bob Kravitz.
Hi, Caris. Welcome to town.
Thank you.
Have you gotten a diagnosis yet? I know you got tested, but have you gotten any feedback yet on those tests?
Right now we still have it as a small mass, in my left kidney. We'll know more within the next couple of days, next week or so, but, that's what it is right now. And, we're just adjusting accordingly to that. That's obviously big news for myself and my family. So trying to navigate through the next options and what to do because of that is the next steps.
Jeremiah.
Kevin Pritchard said that he took note of just how optimistic you were when you were given the news. And the doctor said that, they've never seen someone react so positively. And then now all we hear about is your positive attitude. Can you take us through how you were able to have that positivity when given such unexpected?
Yeah, I've it kind of broke up a little bit at the end.
Yeah.
I think I got the gist of it. Honestly, I've been through a lot, not only with basketball, just with life in general. So, obviously it was tough news to get, but it could always be worse. I kind of look at it like that. I try to look at the positive out of every situation. And it's something that, I have the support of my family, whether or not, when I first got the news, I didn't know, a lot about it. So I just tried to stay calm. And I know that, being negative wasn't going to change the situation at all. So I just tried to be positive and get all the facts about the situation and figure out what to do next. So like I said, I've been through a lot. So this is only, I feel another journey, another step in my journey for sure.
Greg Doyle.
Caris, hi. I understand privacy and all that. So if I'm asking something that you don't want to answer, I'm sorry and don't answer it. But have you had anything removed yet? Do you know when the timeline for that is, A, and B, are you waiting on biopsy results to see if there's cancer involved?
I haven't got anything removed yet. Like I said, we're still waiting for, some more results and things like that to see what's next. We don't know if it's cancerous yet. But like I said, we're still waiting for some of the results.
Okay. And then another thing is, you talk about being grateful and you look for the bright side. I have to believe that if this trade doesn't happen, whatever's going on in your kidney won't be caught until next year. I assume you didn't feel anything down there to trigger these tests?
Yeah, so I didn't have any symptoms. Obviously, as you all know, I was playing in games. I hadn't missed any games this season yet. I was feeling 100% healthy. So, in a way, this trade definitely, showed and revealed, what was going on in my body. So, I'm definitely looking at it, from that side, and definitely humbled to know that, this trade could have possibly, saved me in the long run.
Kristen.
Yeah, Caris, welcome to Indianapolis and back to the Midwest. There's somebody in town that I know you're very close to, LaVall Jordan, who's the coach at Butler, who was one of your assistants at Michigan during your career. Have you talked to him, and what has he told you about coming to Indianapolis?
Yeah, I talk to Coach Val a lot, honestly. He's one of my favorite coaches that I've ever played for. So even before the trade happened, I was speaking to Coach Val, a lot. But he told me I'm going to love the city. I'm going to love the fans out here. And he's very excited about, being near me again. So I can't wait to be reunited with him and his family.
Charlie.
Caris, welcome to Indy. Spoke with Coach E earlier today back in Ohio. He's thrilled for you. What does it mean to be close to home? I know you've been through so many hurdles earlier in your life, and a quick message to Mom and Daryl too, if you could.
Yeah, it means a lot to be back, back in the Midwest, kind of where I grew up, where I went to college as well, back wearing these colors as well too. I'm very excited to be here for sure. My mom and my brother actually, obviously have been with me along with this journey. My brother's living with me now, so he's been with me through this journey. So obviously they're very excited for this opportunity as well. And they're excited for the future as well. So I appreciate that.
Christian Winfield.
What's going on, Caris?
So,
how you doing, man? I got a chance to talk to Torian and Jared yesterday, so I'm going to kind of just ask you a couple of the same questions I asked them. Firstly, can you just talk through the moment? Like, how did you find out you were getting traded? Where were you? And what were the emotions that were running through you at that time?
Yeah, so actually I was, I think we played the Knicks that day, right? So
yes.
I was taking a pregame nap, and I woke up. It was about 4:05. I usually wake up at like 4:30 or something like that. I woke up and my phone was like 100 missed calls, 100 text messages, and it like kept refreshing. Like, what is going on? So as I was waking up, Sean was calling me. So I just hurried up and answered his call. And obviously we spoke about it. And he kind of told me, it's the business and everything like that, and he's going to miss me. And I have nothing but, positive things to say about the organization of Brooklyn and, the fans over there and the family that I built over there. It was a great, 4 years and some change. And I had some of my best times there for sure. So it was definitely tough to hear that news. But like I said, I'm very excited for the future and what's to come.
Obviously the James Harden trade just got finalized, but it was something that was dating back to God knows how long into the offseason. Did you kind of have a sense back then that the deal was, almost set in stone, and that if you're trading for James Harden, that pretty much means that you were going to be involved because you were kind of like, you're a star. They wanted to start for a star. You kind of have the sense that if this team pulls off a James Harden trade, that means you're out?
Yeah, so Sean was very honest with me. From the first time the rumors kind of came out, he kind of told me, don't rule it out. He told me that, they hadn't been in communication with the Rockets yet. I think this was back in, I don't know, this was like late August, maybe early September. He was very honest with me. And I can't thank him enough for that, But, I didn't know if it was going to happen. I didn't know if it wasn't going to happen. I just kind of knew that, it was a possibility. And I knew there was a lot of speculation. Obviously James wasn't happy in Houston. But I didn't know when it was going to happen, if it was going to happen. I just tried to block it out and play basketball and do my job. And I think that's what I did up until that point.
One more question, I don't know how much you pay attention to social media or Twitter or whatnot, but obviously Nets fans are saying what they have to say about you. Some of them saying that they wish they didn't have the trade. Some are saying that they miss you. They wish you well, especially in the aftermath of the news with kidney. Hope all is well and hope everything goes well with that. Can you just give a message to Nets fans who watched you grind it out from day one, watched you get through your injuries, and then watched you thrive and become a star in the bubble last year, and then watched you even this season when you went off? Can you just give a message to them?
Yeah, obviously it was up and down, my 4.5 years there. But I think that it was nothing less of, spectacular. I can't thank them enough for, welcoming myself, welcoming my family with open arms from day one, through the losing streaks, through the, injuries, through, trades and losing teammates and things like that, through coaching changes. I feel like they were always there. And I can't thank them enough for that. And I'll always, always remember those fans, always remember that family there, and they always definitely have a special place in my heart for sure.
Got it. If I can fit one more follow-up, sorry, Pacers beat. I know you're probably sick of me by now. In terms of the original Nets, right, in terms of like who was there before, there's no more D'Angelo, you're gone, Jarrett's gone. The only guys that are left are Spencer and Joe. Did you ever sense that the organization was shifting from what they had at any point? And can you kind of pinpoint when that shift occurred?
Honestly, I think the goal in life and in sports is always to get better. And I think when you have a chance to do that, especially as owner, GM, coach, anything, I think that's the goal. So when you have players such as, Kevin and Kai who come and play for your city, I think that you can't rule anything out when you're in my position. So I knew when those guys, were coming to town that anything was possible. You know what I'm saying? As Sean Marks, you have to take those things serious. Kevin is one of the best players in the world. So if he wants to come and play for your organization, obviously you're going to make the necessary changes to do that. So I think, maybe a couple years ago was probably when I sensed that they may take a different direction. But for me, I just, tried to stay getting better each and every day in the gym and try not to worry about, the things that I couldn't control.
Yeah, appreciate that, man. Prayers up.
Nathan Addison.
Hey, what's going on, Caris? Welcome to Indiana, man. Just 2 quick questions. Have you got any confirmation on the future in terms of what jersey number you will be wearing? And how fortunate and blessed are you to be playing for a great organization such as the Indiana Pacers?
Yeah, I'm I'm wearing number 22 when I make it back to the court, and I'm very, very, very extremely blessed to be playing for such a great organization. A great city, a basketball city. Like I said, I'm from the Midwest, so I know what Indiana basketball is all about. And I'm very blessed to be a part of it. I've played here a couple times in college. Matter of fact, for the Big Ten tournament. And I love the atmosphere here. I love the fans here. They love their basketball. So that's what I'm all about. I just love the game. So I can't wait to be, immersed in the culture.
Taylor.
Hey, welcome to Indianapolis. My question for you is obviously coming in the middle of a season. You got a lot going on right now, but I know a lot of guys in the league know each other. Any relationships you had previously with some of the guys on this team? So you're coming in, it's not just a bunch of brand new faces.
Yeah, well, I've played against a lot of guys on this team. I've never been teammates with anyone, but, I have a lot of mutual friends with a lot of guys on this team as well. Malcolm, Domas, and myself are all in the same draft as well. So I'm very familiar with those guys. TJ played with a couple of my college teammates. So I know TJ McConnell very well. TJ Warren, I know him pretty well. Jeremy Lamb, I played against him, a lot. So I know a lot of guys on this team. I know a lot of guys around the league. We play against each other a lot. So I'm looking forward to building those relationships, and learning them more, outside of the court, outside of the game.
Kevin.
Caris, I know when you heard the diagnosis, I'm sure after the physical, emotions were running wild. Were you at all surprised, or did you have a question if the Pacers would go through with this trade? Did that ever creep into your mind?
Oh yeah, a lot of things creep through my mind. I didn't really know you know, what was going on. I didn't know the next steps. I didn't know if the trade was going to go through, like you said. But, you know, obviously it did. And I think that's a testament to this organization and, you know, not only how good of people they are, but how much they believe in me, in my game. So that was huge for me to see that. And I just can't wait to, you know, get healthy and get back on the court, to be honest with you.
Yeah, Caris, I'm curious if the Nets had done any kind of MRI on that area in your preseason physical, and if you even know this, what led the Pacers to scanning that area during this physical?
I think that's a routine. I mean, I've never been traded before, but I think that's routine to scan knees and lower back. And I think they saw it in my lower back. But I've never had lower back pain, so I don't think there was any reason for the Nets to scan that area. I know I had a chest scan there before, but I really have never had any pain in my lower back. So, like I said, I was asymptomatic, and I played every single game with no pain and things like that. So, I could see why it wasn't MRI'd.
Bob Gravitz.
Caris, you referenced this earlier, some of the challenges you faced in your life. How have you been shaped by losing your dad when you were 16? And correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't your mom dealing with some health challenges now?
Yeah, she actually has MS.
How have you been shaped by all of that?
For me, like I said, I try to take the positive out of every situation. You guys knew my mom, you would never guess that she had MS or anything wrong with her. She's a one of a kind, very special lady. And anyone who knows her has even had one conversation with her will tell you that. So I think I get it a lot from her, to be honest with you. But I was raised the right way by her and my father as well before he passed away. And that's just how I'm wired, man. I have, you know, a lot of faith in God. And I know that, you know, everything's not perfect, but I feel like in life, it's just how you react to certain things. It's not what happens to you. You know, things happen to everybody, but I feel like, you know, how you respond to it really shapes you as a person. And I try to respond to things the right way.
Thank you.
Tony East.
Caris, your new head coach, Nate Bjorkgren, said you got to watch some practice today. How do you feel like you'll fit in with this Pacers team when you're able to return to the court? And do you feel like you'll return at about the same level you were before you discovered the mass?
Yeah, I think I'll recover even better than I did. You know, I think it'll give me some time off to really evaluate the game. You know, evaluate my body, see what I need to do to, you know, fit into this system, you know, even better. And I love the guys on this team. Very high character, high intelligent guys who can play multiple positions. You know, guys that make the right play. Guys are, you know, highly skilled. So I can't wait to fit in with this group and to learn these guys, like I said, more off the court. And just to get in with the team, man. It's been a rough week for me. I've been away from, you know, basketball. Obviously, I got this news about my body, but I've been away from the game. I really love playing basketball. So, like I said, I just can't wait to get this stuff behind me and get back to playing.
Seth Johnson.
Hey, Caris, I'm curious. Coach Nate talked about his interactions with you already. What are your first impressions of Coach Nate and kind of his character and the way that he leads the team? Very intense
coach, very competitive coach. And it seems like he grabs the best out of each and every player. And that's just me watching from 30 minutes of practice today. So I haven't been around him much. I've had a couple conversations with him, but I can't wait to keep growing that relationship. But it seems like he's very, very intense, very competitive, and really, you know, values the little things as well. So I can't wait to learn him more.
Daryl.
Welcome to the city, first and foremost. You're back in your alma mater colors. Alma mater went back to Jordan Brand. You signed to Jordan Brand in the summer. Once you get back on the court, man, you got some things you want to tie in with that?
I'll definitely be doing something for sure. You're trying to steal my thunder right now, but I'll definitely be doing something like that. You know, we don't have anything set in stone right now, but there'll definitely be some heat coming for sure.
Okay. Any final questions before we wrap here? Nope. All right, Caris, thank you for the time. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Caris.